Hey guys, what's up? It's ANKPlays here, and today is Mario Day, March 10th. And yeah, in celebration of that, I'm going to be doing the top 8 3D Mario games because, yeah, I've played all of them and I've spent a great deal of time with most of them. And yeah, I'd like to give you my opinions on these. So let's just get right into it. So at number 8, we have Super Mario 64 DS. It had its good and bad parts because it had extra content, you know, new playable characters, it looked better than the original, but like the controls kind of ruined it because you really can't play a 3D Mario game with a D-pad, so it was really frustrating to play, I remember. I think if you played it like with a 3DS it was better, I believe, but when it originally came out, it was, I think it was just like frustrating to play. I did really like I remember there was like new levels and stuff that weren't in Mario 64, like the giant Goomba headquarters level. I don't know, I just remember stuff like that, and if the game had better controls, it might be higher up on the list, but the controls really screwed up the entire game and it made it difficult, so. At number 7, we have Super Mario 3D World. Now this game isn't bad by any means, it's actually a really fun game, but the reason it's ranked so low on the list is because when I play a 3D Mario game, I'm planning on playing solo most of the time. So when this game came out and had the aspect of multiplayer, I thought it was interesting, but to compensate for having multiple players, they had to make the levels big and linear. Like in 3D Land, but in 3D Land it was like a handheld game and solo, so it made sense. But like, it just felt really barren to me. It didn't feel Mario-esque. So I don't know. That's probably why it's ranked lower on the list. It's still a really good game, but it's just not one of my personal favorites. So at number 6, Super Mario 64. The reason this one is ranked super low is because I really am just not a fan of 64. I don't know what's wrong with me. I beat it, and it's just not my favorite. I really enjoyed most of the other 3D Mario games more than I enjoyed 64. I don't really have anything else to say about it. It's a stellar game. It like revolutionized the 3D platformer genre, and yet I'm just not that big of a fan of it. I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of Nintendo 64 games. Some of them, okay, like Paper Mario, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, that stuff I'll play. But I don't know, I mean, I'll play this one. It's still a fun game, again, but like, just not my thing. So at number 5, we have Super Mario 3D Land. This game is a little higher up on the list because I have a lot of nostalgia with this game, because this was the first game I got on my 3DS. I remember I got it for Christmas after the 3DS came out, and I played the ever-loving shit out of that game. Like, I played it for days straight. I remember I 100%ed it twice, because it was so much fun. I could bring it on the go, and I could play it wherever. It really just was a stellar game to play because of like, see, the linear level design in this game actually worked because it was a small screen, you know, a 3DS handheld on the go. It wasn't made to be, you know, a huge game, but there was actually a lot of levels because there was all 8 worlds with like 6 to 8 levels in each of them, and then a bunch of special worlds, and then also like that really hard secret level, but you get for getting all the star coins and gold flags, and I beat that too. That was fun. I remember the first time I beat it, I was really happy. And yeah, Mario 3D Land. So next at number 4, I'm putting Super Mario Sunshine. Mario Sunshine is a bit of an oddball for me because it's not really like the other Mario games. You have Flood, which I actually really liked. I don't know, like the more open worldish levels, to me at least, just were like, I don't know, it just worked better for me. And then the Flood was really cool for like movements and stuff. I don't really know how to explain it, Mario Sunshine is just another one of those games that's kind of nostalgic to me because it was one of my first games that I owned on the GameCube, and I remember like bringing my game places and playing it, like places that weren't my own home, and playing it at friends' houses and just running through the game, and it just really holds a special place in my heart, but not as much as some of the other games because we'll get there. But Mario Sunshine is a fantastic game. I think the movement in the game was actually pretty good. There were a lot of things to interact with. Like I'm like picturing in my head the rope things that you can bounce off of in Bianco Hills. There's just stuff like that, and the secret missions, like where you go in the cave. Those are my favorite. I love those missions where you don't have FLUDD and you'd have to traverse against this world and this little like puzzle-based world thing. And the music was great. Mario Sunshine's music is fantastic. And yeah. At number 3, we have Super Mario Galaxy, the first one. I placed this one here because I played the second one way more than I played the first one. I've gotten all 121 stars. I think I've done the whole like Mario and Luigi run in Mario Galaxy, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Mario Galaxy is just one of those games where it was on the Wii, you know, you remember every level, you remember all the music, and then just like playing it again gives you these good vibes. It's just one of those games that like you really just can't put it low on any list because it's just that close to you. And I remember Mario Galaxy was one of my first Wii games next to Sonic Unleashed, and I just remember playing it with my dad, and you know, we'd play the levels and with the shooting comet stars, and it was a really fun game. I remember my favorites being like Sweet Sweet Galaxy, Good Egg Galaxy was always one of my favorites, and Honey Hive. I remember I really liked the Bowser levels just because of how epic they were. They were really fun. I also remember being tricked by the Mario Galaxy DS hoax thing when I was little. That was interesting because I remember I kept trying to figure out how to do it, and then I read the comments and they're like, oh, it's fake. That sucks. Dang it. And yeah, let's just go on number 2. So number 2 is Super Mario Odyssey. So Super Mario Odyssey is the most recent 3D Mario game, and this game is just fantastic. There's like hundreds of collectibles. You know, I've gotten every single moon. I haven't gotten all the the clothing pieces yet, but I'm getting around to it. I've played the game several times. It's really an open world Mario game. So there's so much to do and so much to explore, and the movement in this game is the best Mario movement has ever been. It's just like flawless. It's truly like a masterpiece, honestly. Mario Odyssey, I think, for me, the only problem with it was the moons, how that, just because there was so many of them, some of them felt like, oh, a moon, cool, let's move on. Like, they didn't feel like you accomplished anything. It's like, oh, ground pound a specific spot, you got a moon. Those didn't do it for me, so that's why it's not number 1 on the list. But either way, Mario Odyssey is an excellent game, and if you own a Switch, you should absolutely purchase and play it. And yeah, Mario Odyssey is just one of those games where it's gonna rank high on every list. And at number 1, we have my favorite 3D Mario game, Super Mario Galaxy 2. I love Mario Galaxy 2. I have 100%ed it multiple times, gotten all the green stars, done all the special world missions. I just love Mario Galaxy 2. I've always loved the Galaxy games, even for their linear levels on the Wii, because just the idea of like going a full circle around a planet was just so interesting to me when I was like younger. And then on top of that, they had like just the most memorable music. It's again another nostalgic game for me. I know I'm repeating stuff a lot, but it's really just the same thing for most of these games, where I just have a lot of memories with them, and that makes me love them even more. And honestly, if you like locked me in a room with a copy of Mario Galaxy 2 and said I can't leave the room until I like beat it 100 times, I would not take a break once. I'd probably continue playing that game until I finish. And sometimes maybe I would take a break just because I want to savor the moment. But Mario Galaxy 2 is really just one of those games. I love the overworld map. I love switching out to be Luigi. I love the different colored Yoshis. I love the world map. I love sliding down the tree trunk level. I love the Cloud Flower. Cloud Flower has always been one of my favorite Mario power-ups. I don't know, I just love that one a lot. All the boss fights and the memories from the game, they're just incredible. And yeah, that's it for this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, like, subscribe, and I will see you all. Have a nice day.